We are building up to the Olympics here on Sports Live, and the men's hockey team of South Africa has also qualified for the Olympic Games later this year. The draw has been made, and to tell us more about that, we are joined by Coach Cheslyn Gie, who is joining us via Zoom. Very good evening from us, Coach, on Sports Live. Thank you very much for being here with us tonight.
Good evening. It's good to be here.
Let's start with the qualification. Firstly, how important is it to make sure that the team competes regularly at these big events?
It is of the utmost importance. I think we've got a very talented squad, and they've been doing extremely well in the last 2 years or so. So it's extremely important that we attend all of these major events.
Yes, and do you have targets considering how the team has been improving, and we saw at the last games also in Tokyo? What are you hoping to achieve at these games?
Well, we're hoping to make a quarterfinal. That's the starting point. For that, we will have to spring a few surprises in our pool. We've got quite a difficult pool to get out of, but we'll do our utmost to spring a few surprises and try to make that quarterfinal.
Yeah, tell us about this pool. Who's tough here? Who are these opponents that you're talking about?
Well, we've got world number one, the Netherlands, that's in our pool. We've got world champions, Germany, that's in the pool. Netherlands is also the reigning European champs. We've also got Great Britain in our pool and Spain. And all of them is in the top 8, including France, who is ranked 9th, who's our hosts. So it's going to be an extremely tough competition. But we played against France not too long ago in January, and we won 2 friendly internationals against them. Yeah. So, we're quietly confident.
Yes, and why would you say maybe, Coach, these teams from Europe are maybe very ahead of us here on the continent? What works for them, or what has led to that?
Those teams are all professional, so they have professional programs, and they also train on a more regular basis. We don't train often enough because of the lack of funding, unfortunately. So if we can have a training camp, for at least a month or so, we can become even more competitive. But due to funding, that seems to be it's a major problem for us at the moment.
And it always seems to be the issue, especially with sports like hockey, the so-called minority sports. Why do you think that is the case? Or is that the problem, the fact that it's already being classified as a minority sport?
I think that is the case. I mean, the team has qualified for the last 4 World Cups. It's also qualified for the Olympic Games and the Commonwealth Games over the last 3 that there's been. So the team is on the up and up. And I think with a little bit more investment, this team can do extremely well. We've got some world-class players in the Kasim brothers, the Sam and Wimby, Nick Spooner, and even Billy and Thuli. All of them are professional hockey players plying their trade in Europe. And if we can give them more opportunities to train together as a team, we can achieve so much more.
So how is it looking then for these Olympics? Are you still facing the same challenges? Do you still need support and people to come on board? Because we've seen hockey players even take it upon themselves to go and ask for funding, which should be unheard of considering that they're playing for the country.
Yes, we still need the funding. In fact, we're going to Poland in a few weeks' time, in 3 weeks' time, to play in the FIH Nations Cup. We're using that tournament as a training for the Olympic Games and spending some time together with the team, and hopefully we can get some good results over there and heading in the right direction as well. SASCOC has been really great in assisting us to help us prep for the Olympic Games, but obviously that's also limited. So we're still short of quite a bit of funding. We would like to have a training camp in Belgium just before the Olympics for about 2 weeks to help us prep for that, and we see in serious need of funding to assist us to get there.
And who can assist you? Are you looking at government? You've already mentioned SASCOC. Are you looking at corporate to come on board and try and support this team and just hockey in South Africa?
We would dearly love for some corporates to come on board and assist the team. Like I said, the team has really done well over the last 3 to 4 years. And if corporates can come on board, this team can reach even higher limits. So I think, we just need some more funding to help us get to that next level.
Yeah, and how's the lay of the land here in the country as far as hockey is concerned? Because there was also a stage where we found out that the hockey coach does not even get paid for coaching the national team.
Yes, unfortunately, there's no budget or funding for that. Hockey is actually doing really well. Currently, at the moment, the under-21 men's IPT finals on the way. The ladies played a little bit earlier this afternoon in Cape Town. And also, I'm from Port Elizabeth. We have the Hebert Shield and the Hebert Cup taking place. The final for the boys under 18s has just started about half an hour ago. So hockey is on the up and up. There's a lot of hockey being played. It's a major sport in South Africa when it comes to numbers. We have one of the biggest junior bases. We have over 230,000 juniors playing the game. So the game is quite big in South Africa. Most of the schools and the universities, the top universities in the country, has got their own astroturfs. So hockey is quite a major player in the sporting fraternity.
So what keeps you in the job then, coach, if you don't even get paid for what you do here for the national team, a whole national team coach, not even getting a salary?
It's tough to juggle all of that. So most of our players are working full-time and trying to play hockey as professionally as we can. The same goes for me. I'm employed at the Nelson Mandela University. So unfortunately, we can't dedicate all our time and our resources to the game. So it's tough, but we're trying to make it work. And thus far, we've done extremely well. And we'll continue to push forward to grow the game of hockey in our country and to promote it. And hopefully the next generation won't have these issues that the current crop is having.
Yeah, and is the sport growing, especially in the previously disadvantaged communities? We've seen over the years the likes of Sanani Mangisa going on to play over 100 times for the country. We've seen the Tsolekiles also. You've mentioned Mvimbi also. Is there growth? Is there representation?
Yes, there is. This team on merit. There's plenty of players currently in the men's national team. In fact, I think we have more players of color playing in the team currently than anyone else. So the team is on the up and up. It's growing in the disadvantaged areas. Just during the Easter weekend, Langa Hockey Club hosted a very successful East Hockey Festival, the KC March Hockey Festival, massive tournament. We had over 50 teams participating in that festival. So hockey is definitely growing in our country. The fact that Langa won that tournament for the very first time. So that is amazing. The sport is growing in South Africa tremendously. And we need to support these youngsters to get to the next level and play international hockey at a more regular basis.
And how's the level on the rest of the continent?
The continent is actually quite strong. We struggled at AFCON. It was a very close final against Egypt. We have played them, I think, in the last 4 or 5 finals. Yeah. But the likes of Ghana and Kenya has grown tremendously, even Nigeria. So there's no more, if you want to call it, any easy matches. The competition is really tough. The North African nations are extremely physical and strong and quick. So it's been tough. But so far we've been able to overcome them, and hopefully we can continue to maintain that dominance in Africa. It's not easy. It's always difficult, and we'll continue to try and do so.
Wonderful, Coach Cheslyn Gie. Thank you for joining us on Sports Live on SABC. We wish you all the best for the year ahead and all the best at the Olympics. And credit to you for continuing with this job despite the challenges.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, Coach, there of the SA hockey team. He is not even getting paid, guys. You will never hear of that in the big sporting codes. And I think more needs to be done to support hockey and our hockey players, men and women in our country here, because they consistently qualify for these tournaments.